We are coming to talk about the topic, the Easter Triduum, a celebration of our salvation in the Christian faith. The Easter Triduum is the summit of the liturgical year. It features the celebration of our salvation. Dear brave Catholics, today is the climax of our conversations in the garden. It climaxes all the preparations that we have been making so far, learning and journeying together. We are coming to talk about the topic, the Easter Triduum, a celebration of our salvation in the Christian faith. And with me today is Brother Wisdom Martin Congo. Brother Wisdom, you are welcome to Conversations in the Garden.
Thank you very much.
Over the past few months and weeks, we have been talking about how to prepare ourselves for Easter. And thanks be to God, we are entering or we are in the Easter Triduum already. And today it is just good that we talk about the topic Easter Triduum. Can you please tell us what the Easter Triduum means and the significance of this in the Christian faith?
Okay. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And as the church always teaches, the Easter Triduum is the summit of the liturgical year. And by the Easter Triduum, we are talking about those 3 days, that is the evening of Thursday, Holy Thursday, to the evening of Easter Sunday, within which the church celebrates the most solemn passion, suffering, death, and resurrection of Christ. And these 3 days are solemn because of the significance attached to them. Within these 3 days, the mystery of our salvation was bought and paid for. And that demands that as Catholics, we give it the due reverence and the importance that the days actually demand. Though they may be 3 days, but we call them Triduum because they are 3 days in which we celebrate one long event in 3 separate days. And so starting from Thursday, we have the Mass where we celebrate 3 important things that the Church teaches. We celebrate the institution of the Holy Eucharist. We also celebrate the institution of the Holy Orders. And we celebrate the commandment of Jesus to his disciples to love one another by washing each other's feet. So these are the 3 things that we celebrate on Holy Thursday. And as Catholics, we are called to take active part in this celebration because it is part and parcel of our Catholic identity and even as Christians in general. Then on Good Friday also, we begin with the Stations of the Cross in some places. We have the Stations of the Cross in a very, very unique way where some people even have the dramatization as well. Then in the afternoon, we gather at 3 p.m. to celebrate the service of the Lord's Passion, which also commemorates actually the death of Christ. And within this celebration, we have the opportunity to listen to God speak to us in his word, and also have a general intercession for the church and for the world. And also we have the opportunity to venerate the wood of the cross, because as Christians, we know that the cross is the main thing in our faith. Without the cross, I don't believe that we could be where we are today. So we gather also to venerate the cross on which Christ paid all our sins. Then we climax the celebration with the part where we celebrate the Holy Eucharist, after which we go back inside. Then on Saturday, usually we always say that on Saturday nothing is done because the whole church is in anticipation. We are waiting for the good news about the resurrection of Christ. So we all gather in the evening on Saturday, which is called Holy Saturday, to celebrate the vigil of the resurrection. And during this vigil, a lot of things are done. But one of the most important things during the vigil is the Exultet, which summarizes the real essence of the night. It tells us so many beautiful things that we need to know about this night. I'm sure as we go forward, we could say something small about that. But in just a brief way, this is what we call the Triduum. We have the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, running us into Sunday all through Sunday evening.
Thank you very much. I was coming to ask you about how the various 3 days differ in their observances and rituals, but I think you have tackled that already. Now, I would want us to focus on the Easter Vigil, that is Saturday, Holy Saturday. This Easter Vigil is also called the mother of all vigils. Why is it so?
Okay, so this Saturday vigil is actually called the Mother of All Vigil because, like I was saying, as the exotels will tell us, on this night, I mean, it sums up our salvation story. And of all the vigils that the church keeps, this vigil is the most significant because it is on this night that we believe that our salvation was actually complete. It is this vigil that is kept to wait for the good news of the empty tomb. And so, through this vigil, like some of the great church fathers would say, we cross over from darkness into light. And it is around this time that the whole earth is in silence, it's in darkness, awaiting the light to shine upon us. So, this vigil, therefore, ushers us into the real light of Christ. And hence, the vigil is described as the mother of all vigils.
Thank you for that. And my next question is, you see, the Easter Triduum, as you have explained, seems to focus on the passion, the death, and the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. But I would want to ask, how does this connect with the whole history of salvation?
Okay, so we know that through the fall of man, there was a need for us to be rescued. So we know that the fall of our first parents, Adam and Eve, brought sin into the world, and by sin into the world, we mean that we were detached from God, and so there was a need for us to be brought back to God. And there was no other perfect way for this salvation to be completed than for the Son of God Himself to come down and take the form of a human flesh and then purchase for us our salvation. And so, when you want to connect these two things, the fall of man and then the salvation that Jesus brings, you could see that it was something that was preordained by God and it was a necessary thing that needed to be done. And like the exotels will say, it was a necessary fall that occasioned the death of Christ. That through the death and resurrection of Christ, we as mankind fallen would receive the grace to also rise and live a new life.
All right, that is good to note. Before we take our final question, I would like us to acknowledge our sponsors and supporters. This particular episode is sponsored by Ando Shipping and Logistics Limited. They are a cargo and a freight company, and they deal in clearing and forwarding businesses or services. They deal in export, transit, consolidation, import, free zone, and any other clearing service that you need. You can contact them on 024 283 6301, 024 283 6301, or send them an email at crispin@andoshipping.com. We are also supported by Sister Irene Dolagbenu. Thank you very much, our sponsors and supporters. Now, moving to the final question on this episode, what are some of the ways individuals and families can observe the Easter Triduum even if they are not able to attend the in-person services?
Okay, so now with the advent of technology, you do not have any excuse not to say that because you cannot attend Mass in person for whatever reason, you cannot take part in this celebration. So I think the first thing that comes to mind is join the celebration virtually. You can connect online, and I'm sure even as a seminary, we are streaming online today and throughout the Easter Triduum. So you can join us on our Facebook pages or even via Capdale TV today, and so that you also take part in whatever is happening. The most important thing is that in taking part through the virtual means, you are not an inactive participant. So you participate as though you were in person in church, so that if the priest is saying something, though you are watching it on TV, you respond actively. So in that case, you have a feel of what is actually happening. And above all, I mean, it's not okay to just do these things. Do the practical aspect, because the whole season is all about God's command that we love one another, that we wash each other's feet. So as a family, use these 3 days to be an opportunity for you to restore all the broken links in the family. One of the best ways to do that is to show love to one another. So if within a family there are misunderstandings and stuff like that, Easter is the best opportunity for you to come together and to restore some peace and some sanity in the family. And even if we could go further, this is an opportunity for us to extend a helping hand to all others, people living in our household, people living outside our house, closer to us, even our parishes. Let not Easter come and go and still we hold grudges against one another, even within a family. Easter should be a time where we let go of things and then allow the salvation won for us by Christ to lead us to do the right thing. So I believe that these are some of the ways that families or even individuals who, for whatever reason, could not go to church, could participate in the celebration. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brother Wisdom. You said Easter is the best time or the opportunity for us to show love to each other as individuals and families. This is the end of our conversations in the garden, and we would want to appreciate you, our viewers, for journeying with us since the beginning of Lent to today, which is the climax of the conversations in the garden, the focus of this particular episode. We thank you very much, and in a special way, we thank our brother Wisdom Martin Congo for joining us today and helping us to understand the Easter Triduum and the significance that it has in our life as Christians. Thank you very much, brother, for coming on Conversations in the Garden. We hope to have you with us another time, maybe on another project that we'll be having, where you will help us to learn more about the Catholic faith. Thank you once again.
Thank you too.